Let's talk about Ultimate Vision, who was introduced in the previous issue of Ultimates. After the Ultimates network got knocked out and the Ultimates primary base, the Triskelion satellite, was taken out, Ultimate Vision came to their rescue, saying, "I am the Vision, I am one of you, and I have been waiting for a very long time." And it's here where we find out what exactly happened to Jim Hammond, the Human Torch, who had been appearing in a lot of the Ultimates issues but hasn't appeared in quite some time. Jim Hammond was essentially sent back to 1947, and he was sent back in time to prepare for what was coming, to set up infrastructure, to set up networks to help the Ultimates in the future. And in the process, he also replaced every single part of himself, turning him into what we now know as the Vision. And Nick Fury, now knowing where the Ultimates network is based out of, is headed to Detroit to try to take down the Ultimates network as we know it. And he's hacked into the Ultimates network to try to take them down. But Vision says so long as any two nodes survive, the Ultimates network cannot be destroyed. And Nick says, "Who am I speaking to?" And Jim says, "This is the Vision." And Nick says, "Do I know you?" And Vision says, "I have killed Nick Fury 14 times. And this is where we find out that every time Nick Fury discovered the Ultimates network being built, Vision had to kill him. But every time he died, H.A.N.D would just bring him back to life because he was an android. Now, as they approach the city of Detroit, H.A.N.D realizes that something is going on down there. And we find out that the city of Detroit was prepared for this, and they had built a war machine out of a bunch of the buildings in the city. And it was so tall that it was able to reach up and attack these helicarriers, calling it the anti-war machine. Now, obviously, Nick starts to freak out and he says, "Evasive maneuvers, track down the source of that signal. I'm gonna burn you and your network to ash." But Vision says, "If only you understood how stupid you sound." Me? Burn? Can you imagine? And at this point, Nick starts to freak out, as all of Nick's memories that were once thought to have been erased comes flooding back to him. And Vision says, "You and I are two peas in a pod, Nick. Machines pretending to be people. Denying who we are, missing memories. Well, Tony Stark fixed my memory. I thought I'd pay it forward." And as Nick starts to get all of his memories back and starts to realize that he is just a machine, it drives him to literally take his gun and use it on himself. And this causes all of the other fake Nick Fury androids to go rogue and destroy the helicarrier they're in.